Hello children, how are you? Might be safe at home? Home, stay safe. Today in this online session, I am going to take remaining topics of the lesson improvement in food resources. So today's topics are crop protection management and animal husbandry. Let us discuss about crop protection management. As we know that during agricultural practices, crop protection is an important aspect. If there will be no proper care and protection is taken, then nothing will remain in our hand. Crops are damaged in field by weeds, by insects and pests, and also by several diseases. First of all, we will study about weeds. Weeds are unwanted, uneconomical plants that grow along with the crop plants, and they compete with the crop plants for food, space and sunlight. Weeds take up the nutrients from the soil and hence they reduces the productivity of the crop yield. Common weeds are xanthium, also called as gokhuru, parthenium, commonly called as gajar ghas, cyperinus rotundus, that is motha, wild sorghum, also called as jungli jowar, chenopodium, commonly called as bathua, and etc. The given figure shows about different weeds. Now it is about insects and pests. Insects and pests damage each and every part of the plant. That is, they can damage root, stem, leaves. These insects and pests consume the cell sap and bore into the stem and fruits, and hence reduces the yield of the crop. Common insects and pests are stalk borer and locust. Crop plants are also affected by different diseases. Diseases may be caused by virus, bacteria and fungi. Mode of transmission of this pathogen is through soil, water or air. Some pathogens are seed-borne also. These pathogens also reduces yield of the crop. Example of common diseases are late blight of potato caused by bacteria, rust and smut disease caused by fungus, tobacco mosaic virus by virus. The given figure shows about stalk borer and locust. You can see here how a stalk borer is damaging the stem and also locust is damaging the plants. This figure shows about late blight of potato and smut disease as well as rust disease and tobacco mosaic virus. You can see here how these are responsible for damaging the various parts of the plant. Now let us see how weeds are controlled. There are several methods to control weeds. First is by mechanical method. It is done manually by uprooting of weeds with the help of hand or with the help of harrow or towel. Sometimes it is removed by plowing and burning and also by interculture. Next is by cultural method. In this method, proper agricultural practices like timely sowing of crops, proper seed bed preparation, intercropping, crop rotation can be done. Weeds can also be killed by spraying herbicides weedicides like atrazine and 2,4-D, etc. There is also biological method to control the beets. For example, prickly pear beet is controlled by coccineal insect. Now the next topic is storage of grains. There are some factors which are responsible for damaging and loss of grains after harvesting and threshing. These factors may be biotic like bacteria, fungi, insects, rodents, etc. and abiotic also like moisture, temperature in the place of storage. So, before storing the grains, it should be sun dried and cleaned, and also storage place should be fumigated with some chemicals to kill the insects. This figure shows that how grains are stored in different containers. Now we will study about animal husbandry. Animal husbandry is a scientific management of feeding, heeding, breeding and breeding of livestock. Here feeding means giving proper food, heeding means providing proper shelter, breeding means taking proper care of their reproduction, and breeding means removal of uneconomically important animals from the group. Common livestock are cattle, sheep, goat, poultry and fish farming. In animal farming, first is about cattle farming. Cattle farming is done for two purposes mainly, that is for milk production and for farm labor. Milk producing females of cattle are called as milch animal. What they are called as? They are called as milch animal. And farm labor animals are called as draught animal. Draught animals are used for tilling, that is plowing, carting, irrigation, threshing, etc. Duration of lactation period plays an important role in the milk production. So, milk production can be increased by increasing the lactation period. So, what we have to do? We cross the two varieties to increase the lactation period. For example, foreign breeds like Jersey and Brown Swiss of cow have long lactation period, and local breeds like Red Sindhi and Sahiwal are resistant to diseases. So, both of them are cross-bred to get animals with both the qualities. This is the figure. You will see here the Jersey cow and Red Sindhi cow. When we are doing animal farming, then we have to take care of several aspects. First is about cattle shelter. Cattle shelter should be clean and well ventilated with sloping floors. Why the floor is sloping? So that shelter can be easily cleaned. As far as feed of the cattle is concerned, it should include both roughage and concentrates. Roughage may be dry or succulent that contain fibers, and concentrate contains nutrients. Cattle diseases are caused by parasites, bacteria and viruses. There are also external and internal parasites to affect the cattle. So, vaccination are given to protect them from different viral and bacterial diseases. Let us see about the breed of cows. Red Sindhi and Sahiwal are the local breed of cow, whereas Jersey and Brown Swiss as well as Curran Swiss and Curran Fries are the exotic breed, that is foreign breed of cow. Now we will see about the food for cattle. As we have earlier seen that food of cattle includes both roughages and concentrates. Roughages are voluminous and having less nutrient value. It may be dry like husk and straw, or succulents like green grass and small twigs. Concentrates are having more nutritive value. Example of concentrates are oil cake and smashed grain. Now children, let us see about the prevention of animal from diseases. So animals should be kept in good shelter and should provide nutritive food as well as clean water. Regular bathing should be done to animals. Those animals who are suffering from diseases, they should be isolated from the group. Proper vaccination should be done. Their shelter should be disinfected by insecticides. Their shelter should be protected away from rats, as they are carrier of several diseases causing organisms. And at last but not least, animals are treated gently and not frightened. In animal husbandry, poultry farming is also included. So let us discuss about this. Poultry farming is done for eggs and chicken meat. Thus we have to develop improved poultry breeds, that is layers for egg production and broilers for meat production. New varieties can be obtained by crossing Indian variety like SL and foreign variety like Leghorn to combine both the character in one variety. We should provide proper nutrition and proper hygienic condition for good production of poultry birds. In case of poultry farming, temperature plays an important role. So, proper temperature should be maintained. For better growth, broiler chickens are fed with vitamins and protein-rich feed. Poultry fowls are often affected by diseases causing virus, bacteria, fungi and parasites. So, they are protected from diseases by proper sanitation, spraying disinfectants and also by vaccination. You can observe here the Indian variety SL and exotic variety Leghorn. Next is fish production, that is also called as pisciculture. Fishes are also source of animal protein in our food. Capture fishing and culture fishery are the two main ways for obtaining fishes. Capture fishing is from natural sources, whereas culture fishery is the fish farming. Fishes are of two types, that is freshwater fishes and marine water fishes. So, on the basis of location where they are present, it determines the type of fishes. Let us see about marine fisheries. You might have seen in sea that how marine fishes are caught by putting fishing nets from the boats in the sea water. You might have observed this when you visited any sea. The popular marine fish varieties are pomfret, mackerel, tuna, sardines, etc. Sometimes marine fishes are also found in seawater, which includes prawn, millets, pearl spots, mussels, oysters, etc. We also get pearls from oysters. These are the few marine fishes. Try to find out the names of these fishes. Next is about island fisheries. It is done in fresh water and brackish water also. Brackish water is that water where sea water and fresh water mix together. Sometimes fish culture is also done in combination with paddy crops in the field, and this is called as composite fish culture. Common example of island fish farmings are rohu, katla, mrigal, grass carp, silver carp and common carp, etc. These are the example of island fishes. Here also you try to find out the name of these fishes. Now the last topic of today's session is about beekeeping, that is also called as apiculture. It is done for honey and bee wax. Honey is used as a source of energy as well as it has lot of medicinal values. Wax obtained from the beehives of honey is used for making polishes as well as used in medicinal preparations. Indian bee, rock bee and little bee are the local varieties of honey bees, whereas exotic bee is Italian bee. In our country, this Italian bee is also being used for large scale production of honey. The bees collect nectar from flowers and it is converted into honey in the bee hives. Artificially, bees are grown in apiaries and honey is extracted by machine called as honey extractors. You can observe here figure of beehive, apiaries and honey extractor. This is the honeycomb of honeybee where honey is made by honeybees from the nectar of flower. So this is all about today's online session. Again I will be back with another few topics of this lesson in next session. Thank you and have a nice day. For any kind of doubts, please write your questions in comment section.